Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the show. This is Jenga Njeru. Now, today we have the Matchmaker show, and you understand the protocol here. Any other time, we have a man on board. The man is looking for a woman, and when we have a woman, the woman is looking for a man. Today, we are having a man, and I'll be telling you the kind of woman he is looking for. But before then, if you're watching us for the very first time, this is the Matchmaker show. We help men and women to get matches, and the moment they get the right ones, they meet their destinies. So you're not lost. If you're new to the show, subscribe, like the video, and don't forget to leave a comment. Also, the contacts of our guest will be on my Facebook page at Jenganjero. My Facebook page at Jenganjero is a verified page with a blue badge. As of today, we are more than 149,000 followers. So you can follow that page and you'll be getting more updates in real time. Our guest on today's show is Mr. Reverend Dego Mutie. Reverend Dego Mutie is appearing for the show, for this matchmaking show for the very first time. He's appearing on this show for the very first time, and he comes from Muranga, Kandara, but he is currently working and living in the United States. He was in Boston, he was in Chicago, and right now he's in Washington. You could be asking yourself, at the age of 56, why is Reverend Dego Mutie single? Why is he looking for a woman? And things like that. For the 4 years that I've been running this show, ladies and gentlemen, I have noted a certain consistent trend. And this trend is concerning the people who go to the United States, or let's say the UK, Europe in general, or Canada. The trend is the same, that most marriages, very few out of many marriages that go there survive. I don't know whether it is because of ideological differences, because of the freedom that comes with being there, the environment, or what. Because most of the people that I have hosted on this show, you all know that this is an international show, but an overwhelming majority of the people that I have hosted on this show, having been divorced, people that could not agree to agree. So they agreed to disagree, and therefore their marriages died in acrimony. Their marriages could not hold water anymore. In Africa, the man holds a lot of weight, a lot of authority. He is the Alpha and the Omega. He is not just a ceremonial head. He is a man who bears authority and power. But when he goes out there with his wife, the wings of that power becomes clipped, and little by little, he becomes a very toothless dog, a dog that cannot bite, because if he dares not even bite but open the mouth, then the government and the police of that particular country will be pouncing on him. And one thing leads to another. If that man doesn't humble, I mean, he is going to be jailed or imprisoned for that matter. Our guest on today's show is a victim of circumstances. He moved with his wife, and they have been there since 2004. So what happened is that they went there. There were times when green card used to be celebrated so much. So if you happened to have green card or to win green card, that totally was a game changer for the family and for the couple. And when they went to the US, they realized that they were not able to match. There was a lot of freedom. The man says there was a lot of freedom, and the woman was not able to submit. So if she was not able to submit, then they parted ways. And to add salt to the injury, this woman was sleeping around with a man who happened to be a friend of the family. They were caught red-handed, but there is nothing he could do. You see, if you are caught red-handed, especially as a woman in Africa, it will not be business as usual. It will not be business as usual. Men have walked scot-free at times, but when the woman is caught by the husband red-handed, that marriage is not only going to face the threat of divorce, but it is going to be a life-threatening circumstance. You all know that. Now, not just to the wife, but even to the man who was caught with another woman. You see? And society does not expect you to do that. But you realize that in other democracies, people are just silenced with something like they are mature, they are adults, and you're left wondering until when? So the Reverend says that his life was shattered. I'm reading what he wrote. The father of two girls felt like his life was shattered apart because since 2011 he has never been the same man. That is when they separated. That is when the woman called police on him. He was sent out of the house. They bought together, and just like that, he was left homeless to start again. He was saved by dash camera. You know the dash cam, the camera that you put in front of the dashboard and windscreen on your car. That is what saved him, and a surveillance camera that he had secretly put in their home. Msichana wao alikuwa mdogo. You see, in those countries, you see how in this country you can put surveillance. Like I have surveillance in my office. In all the corners, I have surveillance. Outside, I have surveillance. I have surveillance, and we work with people. In America, there are even people who can obtain a court order to bar you from putting surveillance at you're infringing their privacy, especially in a home. So were it not for the surveillance that he had put in his home, he would be he would be cooling his heels in a prison cell, because the woman was citing that she was assaulted, but he did not lay his hand on her. So those were the allegations. So she called the police on her. Luckily, he had seen it coming. So he obtained the footages, and then it was discovered that the woman was lying. But she said verbally, there are those surveillances that cannot produce sound. Most of them, they only produce footage in real time, footage that was captured. Those footages that were the stock footages that were captured. But some of them don't produce. They don't produce sound. So there was no sound. She claims that she was threatened verbally. But in her first call to the 911, alikuwa amesema yeye mpaka ametandikwa, but she was not touched. Were it not for that surveillance, Reverend Dego Mutie would be cooling his heels in a prison cell. Again, the woman recruited their daughters to hate him. So they don't even talk to him to date. So he feels like his life was destroyed. Why is he a reverend? He is a man with a calling. He is a man who has a calling. He's a man who feels like his time his time for ministry had come. But this was not a supportive woman. This was not the kind of women you could have banked to, or you would have banked with, or banked for, so that they can support you in ministry. And because she was not willing to support, the man said, okay, if you are not willing to support, I am going to close church. So that's why they shifted from Boston, they shifted from Chicago, and now he is currently in Washington. I'm wishing him well. He says that if he can get a woman between the ages of 35 and 45, he'd like to get a baby. He'd like to start a family. If this woman can try and help him in ministry, that will be an added advantage, because a woman who can help you in ministry will be a good deal for you. I am wishing him well. I hope he gets a good wife. I don't want to continue with this video because some people are playing some background music, and you see, when you play music, I would have continued this video. Somebody is playing some very loud music in the background, and that background can interfere with the copyright of this video, and they might end up striking this video because of copyright infringement. I hope you can hear that. I think it's a song by Diamond, ile inaitwa Yatapita. You see? So let me end this video. I'll be seeing you in the next video. His contact will be on my Facebook page at Jenga Angel. I'll see you then. Bye bye.